Fuck it. I just used that one. Mm, 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 Man, where the thumbnail go? Oh, there you go. I think that's gonna work. That should work. Do, 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 Can't below.
Leave me alone. Like,
We have a
Mm. What's up? What's going on, man? Everybody, welcome back to the show. Watching, I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notifications for me as well. Also, if you want to join the panel, the link is in the pin to the top of the chat. If it's not pinned to the top of the chat, wherever you are, just say that you want to join in the comment section, and I will send you a link. So the topic for today is the Great Divide: why black men and black women are at odds. Well, reason why I got into this topic was really the whole Stephen A. Smith situation where he said something about Jasmine Crockett, and you had a lot of black women coming out defending her and trying to cast Stephen A. as somebody who is, he hates black women and he shouldn't even speak on them. But what Stephen A. has really gotten himself into is that he's got splinters in his ass because he's trying to straddle the fence way too hard. And when you listen to some of his commentary, and even him being at some town hall or some summit uh, recently, and it just sounds like he's trying to play both sides. He's trying to speak to more of the Democrats, and he's also trying to speak to more of the Republicans. And we all know why he's trying to do that. He's trying to convert to politics. Eventually he's going to make his way away from sports. He's going to try to get into politics. People are already telling him that he could run for president. So you got to think somebody with Stephen A's ego is he just thinks that, oh yeah, I can really run for president. And the way that he talks with all of this bluster, it's just bullshit. Let's see who this is. Jalen,
Hello?
man, what's up?
Yes, no much. How you doing today? About the topic, um, yeah, you can't correct black women no more.
And why would you say that?
Cause black women don't like to be told what to do because every time you call out their behavior, they go full sisterhood mode and just drag you. That's it.
And what would you say is full sisterhood mode, Jalen?
Like the sisterhood, they would drag a black man. I seen it throughout these YouTube streets.
Do you have an example?
Yes, I do have an example. I seen several black women drag a black man when they say something that's completely wrong, or they say something they don't agree, and you say anything they don't like, they're gonna drag you. I asked the sisterhood drag me too. Yeah.
Oh, you was in you was on a YouTube panel or something, and they drug you.
Yes. Calling me calling me slow on the spectrum and call me all types of names.
What show was this? Do you remember?
Yes, I was on this woman's channel named Cynthia G.
Oh, okay. I remember Cynthia G. Is she still around?
Yeah, she's still around.
So she does have a YouTube channel again.
Yeah, she's still around.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go see what she talking about. But yeah, no, I honestly understand what you're saying, man. A lot of these black women now, if you go against anything that they saying, they're gonna label you as, a woman hater, specifically not just a woman hater, but you hate black women. They feel like they're above reproach. You can't correct them, and there's just nothing that you can say to really appease these people unless you're agreeing with them 100%, which is something that I just can't get behind. I mean, if I have to agree with you 100% on anything, then you're not somebody I want to be around. Not only does that pertain to just women, black women, but that just pertains to anybody that I know. And if I feel like we agree on everything 100%, I don't feel like that's a genuine friendship, relationship, whatever the case may be, because to me, nobody can agree on everything 100%. But if we don't agree on everything 100%, then that doesn't mean that I hate you or you hate me. That doesn't mean that we should go our separate ways. We should talk to each other. It doesn't mean any of those things. But when it does pertain to a lot of these black women, in the case, like I was speaking on to Stephen A, is as if you speak on her or if you critique her, and only that's the only thing that Stephen A really did, in my opinion, was he critiqued her and spoke on things that he didn't like about what she was doing and the way that she was representing herself. Because she should be actually representing her constituents, and she's not. She's more so into it seems as if she's more so into herself. She's more so into her social media following. She's more so into trying to portray a certain type of caricature that she thinks that black women have, and that appeases to a lot of black women to see them act this way, which is just totally insane to me. But you saw Tamika Mallory, who had things to say about Stephen A. Even she had a response to what Stephen A's response was. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I know I saved it, so give me 1 second, and I'm gonna play that, and I'll show you what she said, and then I'll get to the Shahrazad Ali video. All right, here it is, right here.
Stephen A. Smith has responded to those of us who've taken issue with what he said about Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. And here's my response. Stephen A. Smith says that she needs to work with Donald Trump and to work with the Republicans. What should she work with them on? Should she work with them on firing the majority of the special education employees within the Department of Education? Oh, no. Maybe she should work with them on sending ICE into communities where just a couple weeks ago in Chicago, black children were zip tied together with hardly dressed, barely dressed. Maybe she should work with them on that.
They keep saying that, but I have yet to see any proof of that.
She should work with them on the fact that they went after diversity, equity, and inclusion, and over 300,000, we believe that is an undercount, of black women have been pushed out of the workplace. Maybe she should work with him on saying that he's taken away freedom of speech. Maybe she should work with him on, and I could go, cutting Medicaid, cutting Medicare. No, he's a thug. He speaks a certain way. And the reason why they want to challenge and discredit and disrespect her is because she has the audacity to speak truth to power and say the things.
See, that's what I don't like. They trying to say that she's speaking truth to power. How is she speaking truth to power when she's acting like something that she's not? And somebody need to make that make sense to me. only reason why they saying these such good things about her is that she's saying something in a way that they like, and it really bothers me how they can just easily just get behind something, which goes to show you that a lot of black people, not just black women, are easily fooled by somebody acting like they black. That's why you always hear people talking about they inviting somebody to the cookout. Okay, you keep inviting people to the cookout. What are you doing? Just because they recited a rap lyric, a white guy recites a rap lyric, or he dresses like a black person, then he's okay to come to the quote unquote cookout. These things are beyond me. And also, I have another clip too that I want to show that I just want to kind of go over there. So I don't know. I might be here for a while now that I'm thinking about it. I had watched old what's his name? Willie D. And he responded, which was crazy to me. His response to the whole Stephen A. Smith thing was like, come on, bro. Let me see if I can find that one. There you go. What's going on, y'all? Who's in here? What's up, Charles? Charles says Kevin Samuels. What's up? You got anything else to say, Jalen, before I play this clip? Because I'm gonna be a while. I'm probably gonna just let you step down, and then you can just come back up if you want to. But you got anything else you want to say real quick?
Yes, and you know what caused these women to hate us as black men? Feminism.
Feminism, that's a fact. Feminism has took black women down a deadly path. I won't say deadly, that's too far. But I mean, in a sense, it is because they've aborted babies at such an astronomical rate that our population would be at even greater numbers than it is today. But they bought into the whole my body, my choice. I can do whatever I want to do. I should be able to go through a whole phase. I want to act like a man. And all of those things aren't right and they don't benefit or help our community at all. And so what they've become to realize is that a lot of women, white women, they push that, but they don't really live that way. They still have families. They don't abort their kids at the same rate that black women do. They try to have families. They try to take care of their husbands as much as they can. They love the whole family aspect, the nuclear family thing. But black women have bought and sold into it so much to the point that it has been a detriment to our community. But Jalen, I'm gonna let you step down, bro. And then if you want to come back up later, just come on back up. Jalen, appreciate you, Jalen. I'm gonna play this Willie D clip, and we're gonna go through this, and then we'll get into the rest of the topic. But these are just different aspects of the topic.
Time in the between time, some really, really quick shout outs because we got a lot to talk about.
Also, if y'all want to check this video out, it's on Willie D's page. It's entitled Willie D Responds to Stephen A. Smith calling him out over Jasmine Crockett comments, and I will say this is fair use.
Tonight. Let's see, Donnell Morgan, what it do? What it do? DeAndre, what's up, DD? Ashley, I see Reginald Johnson, what's up? Reg, already. I see Zola, Joe Black, and Banks.
Let me fast forward.
Before he went in on Jasmine, he gave her props as being an intelligent woman and all of this stuff, right? But then he goes in to talk about how she's basically to say that she's incompetent and she don't get anything done because all she does is spend all of her time just calling Donald Trump out. And he wants to know why doesn't she just go across that aisle and work with Donald Trump? Because that's the right thing to do. Instead of calling out our president, the guy in charge, just go over there and work with him and try to get some things done for you folks in Texas, including me, because I'm in Texas, right? And I'm a Texan for real.
Because yes, that's what you're supposed to do as a politician. You shouldn't spend all your time like Congressman Al Green, who is also from the state of Texas, who spends every waking moment he can to find one little thing that he doesn't like or something that he can impeach and Donald Trump on. And it's like, do something for your constituents. Like it's it's always been people since the beginning of this whole United States government thing that people had to work across the aisle to get things done, and sometimes you had to get certain things passed even though you didn't like them to keep the country going forward. But for whatever reason, they are so latched on the point that even Jasmine Crockett can hold up things, she can raise hell, and they think it's cool. And black people are the main ones always want something to get done, but when you have people who are just obstructionists in the government, they love it. Oh, just don't sign nothing, just don't work across the aisle, and they have a fit. But when the Democrats are in control, they expect the Republicans to work across the aisle and do things for them. It never makes any sense to me. It just doesn't. We got another one. What's up? What's going on, bro?
Bye. What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. How you been?
Man, I've been living, bro. Been MIA, trying to get stuff together, man.
That's what's up,
Uh,
man. What do you think about this topic, this
uh,
great divide, black men, black women?
man. All right, so my whole thoughts on it is this: if all it is, any communication is going to do is start a fight, then there's no point. Because it seems like everything that's attempted to be communicated on ends up becoming a fight, and it's completely unnecessary. Like, you can't say, "All right, well, you want to do right, but you're not hearing what's right." But I also think that this is kind of two different issues. The whole thing with Stephen A. is a completely different issue, um,
You
than
don't see that as a
being corrected.
representation of the divide between black men and black women, and how you can't even critique a black woman without it being some type of issue. You don't see that as a
No,
problem.
I think it no, I don't think it's that. I think people like shitting on Stephen A. So it's even if it were the right message, which I don't think the thing that he was critiquing was the right thing. If he is critiquing anything, he should have been critiquing her policies or anything like that. But to critique the way that somebody speaks, especially with the way that he speaks, is not kind of a productive way to communicate with anybody and
But
try to
what would make
try.
you? What would make? But why can't he critique the way she speaks? Because me personally, I agree with him. When I see her on TV and this whole ghetto, yeah, girl, sister, child, and like she's an educated woman, and I don't like the fact that that is a representation of black women when she's actually a good representation of a black woman if she would portray what she is, like an educated black woman who has degrees, who has law degrees, who is able to practice law in multiple states, who can speak well. And we know that she can speak well because we've seen her on other platforms not speak in this same tone, in this same, not this whole ghetto sister girl act that she puts on. And that really
Yeah,
bothers me when it comes to all of this. But Stephen A, when he speaks,
yeah, but
he does speak like, I went to school, I'm an intelligent person. He may use cuss words from time to time, but he still speaks very eloquently. And she tends to stray away from that when she's around a certain crowd of people.
I I I completely agree when it comes to that, but I understand why she's doing it. Sometimes you have to like it. All right, let's put it in a different context. Okay, so it's have you ever seen the Jamie Foxx show?
Yeah.
Braxton and Jamie. Braxton
Mm-hmm.
is an educated dude, but he gets clowned the entire show because he's corny. He's
Mm-hmm.
viewed as being corny because of all of that. And that's that I understand the whole purpose of coming down to be well what they say is the people's level or whatever. Like speaking that way instead of you speaking like Barack Obama all of the time.
But don't you think that that is also a problem with our black community where look, even the people who speak well, we think that, oh, you're acting white. Oh, it's a joke to us. You know what I mean? He's an educated
Yeah,
person.
that's
And on from the show, you remember he grew up in the country. He was really a country
yeah,
dude that nobody really knew about. But since he's
yeah.
an educated individual, he tries to, portray himself in a way that people would gravitate towards that he's made fun of.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. But that's an entirely different issue that I don't think that can be taken care of by one person. It's like going back to what I said before. There's an entire generation that needs to kind of shift that entire thought process, and it's not our generation. It's the one below us. So
Right.
like that whole thing is it can't be shifted just by Jasmine Crockett. Now she could probably change the way people interact with certain things, but she's not gonna be able to make an entire generation be like being smart is not lame or
But
being
do you
educated and
also see
eloquent is
how
not lame.
hypocritical it is for us? Basically,
Oh yeah,
even though the show represented it, that he's an intelligent person, speaks intelligently, and we make fun of him, but she speaks in a ghetto way, and we praise her, and we like that. It's the same thing as if when black men we try to push guys who have this whole gangster culture, this gangster mentality behind them. We try to make them seem as if they're the tough guys, and the guys who went to school and the guys who are intelligent, they're not really tough guys. They're really soft guys, and that's nobody that you need to follow. You need to get behind the quote unquote tough guy who was in the streets, and he's got a mean look on his face, which just isn't true.
yeah, I mean, I completely agree with all of that. But again, I don't think that it's our generation that can shit because I I think part of our generation are aging out of thinking that a lot of that stuff is cool. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
that's
Like
true. We we're
we start
maturing.
understanding. Yeah, we start maturing and understanding, hey man, that's not the cool thing. And we already understand that. That's what I'm saying. That the change is going to have to be the people that's younger than us. Because
Right.
I haven't seen my thought process be that way in years. I'm talking about at least 15. So
Hmm.
I understand that our generation isn't the one that's going to have to, like, we can preach that change, but we aren't the ones that need to listen to that because our thought process isn't there anymore. Like we're all trying to take care of our families. Like that's kind of where our generation is. So it's not, oh, we trying to be tough. Like it's viewed as, oh man, if you are 40 and throwing up gang signs, but you lame.
Hmm.
Like if you in the club, you got gold teeth in your mouth. It's kind of weird. Like you just looking at the junk like, bro, you need to grow up.
But okay, I'm gonna
So
throw this at you too. You see how as men, that's what we say. If you're in the club, 40 years old, throwing up gang signs, we calling you lame. But when it comes to women, they could be 40, but they could be pushing, which is the equivalent of hoe culture. Girl, you didn't get to go out and have your hoe phase, and they are advocating for that for some of these women who have been in marriages and have ruined
yeah,
their families. That yeah, girl, you need to go out and have a hoe phase. You need to go out and experience things when men we don't you know it's a good thing to not have experienced certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
yeah, it's very understandable that you wasn't a gangster. That's okay. You don't need to go
yeah,
out now that you 40 and act like a gangster. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
what I'm getting at, that a lot of black women are pushing just whole culture, ghetto mentality talk. It's I don't like all of those things.
okay. Well, see, that's a two-part answer to that. Cause part of it is gonna have to be men having dick control. Cause we don't penalize that type of woman for being that way. So if we keep acting as if that thing is desirable, because we act like any piece of a woman is desirable, you know what I mean? Um, so if we like exercise penis control and financial restraint, as well as women need to start holding each other accountable instead of championing every stupid decision. Because I've seen so many dumb decisions made by women that women are behind it. Oh, clapping. Oh yeah, girl, do you? And you be like, why? Why are you? cheering on foolishness. Like, tell her how stupid she is for real. Like, even the women that I've dated, I sit there and tell them, tell your friend she's stupid. Be honest with your friend. Don't tell her that, oh girl, it's okay, it's gonna be all right. No, because you're making life altering decisions and being dumb and then acting like it's. A matter of fact, I'm gonna give you. I'll give you a weird example. So the other day, me and my girl riding in the car, right? Right.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I just don't want
Okay,
to
my bad,
cut
my
you
bad,
off.
my
I'm
bad.
listening to
Okay,
you.
so no, yeah. The other day, me and my girl riding to the car, riding in the car. She said she wanted to go to Crumble Cookie. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm in the passenger seat, and she's blindly riding, and a lady had to honk her horn at her. Do you know she got mad at the lady because she almost hit the lady? And I said, what the what in the why are you mad? And she
Hmm.
could not get herself to just be like, I'm wrong. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, the lady, she just riding with the seat back. I said, but you were the one that's wrong. Why are you critiquing her when you're the one that's wrong? Like, that
Yeah.
made absolutely no sense to me. You're sitting here trying to figure out every which way where you can say, well, she should have had her eyes on the road. Well, you almost hit her. Like,
And that's what I'm
it was
saying.
crazy.
And that's
So
what those are some of the things that I'm saying, especially when it comes to the situation, like the topic, the great divide between black men and black women. A lot of black women don't want to be held accountable for things that they do. You know, that's really what I'm getting at, even with this Jasmine Crockett situation, because as a black man, even though he's pointing out what she should do and why she shouldn't be doing the things that she's doing, somehow
mm,
it's wrong for him to even speak on that instead of correcting her behavior. You know what I'm saying? But in the
yeah,
sense
but
that he's
I didn't.
trying to correct her, that people are making it seem as if it's wrong and that he hates black women. And that's the divide. It's that we can't even critique our own women, but we know for a fact that they can speak on black men all the time and constantly critique the way that we live, the way that we dress, that we should get a better
Mhm,
job, that we should treat them a certain type of way. But when it comes to us,
mhm.
it just is nothing there. They don't care. We don't get anything in return. We should just do and act the way that they want us to act. But when we ask them to do and act the way that we want them to act, it's a problem.
Yeah, that's why I said I completely get that, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think that the possible solution is us trying to correct them. I think they need to correct themselves, but we need to stop rewarding the bad behavior because it's never going to be received well if we do it.
But
It's
do
always
you
going to be
think
received
that
wrong.
man? Do you think that as a man we should lead and we should be correcting women? Because
We should, yes,
women
yes,
are
absolutely, we
emotional.
should. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, we should, but again, it's I'm thinking about the result instead of what should be. How to get the proper result instead of what should be. What should be is we should be able to come to you and say, that's stupid, stop doing that. But
And
that's
do
not a thing
okay,
that's
and
happening.
that's the correction that you gave her. But do you really
Mhm.
expect a lot of women to just self-correct? Or do you think that
No.
sometimes women need guidance? Because I honestly feel that a lot of times women need guidance on correction.
And I agree. But I'm telling you, I don't think that they're at in a position where they want to listen to black men for whatever reason that may be. Whether it's we've fallen short with leading in some kind of aspect, whether they just fell out of love with us as a whole, whether they feel that we're just not trustworthy because we have chosen to take our love to other people or whatever if you want to say that, or if it's been pushed upon them that we are not what we should be. Whatever reason it is, I don't think that they are willing to listen to the correction from us. That's what I'm saying. That black women need to correct them, but there needs to stop being a reward for that behavior, which is what men do. Which is we gonna take the women out on a date. We gonna sit up there and wine and dine them. We gonna still sit up there and lay up with them, and that does not promote change. If you do not have a consequence, if you're going to get the same reward, what you think is the same reward, then there's never going to be a change.
But I see what you're saying, and I understand what you're
Mm,
saying. You basically saying, we got a lot of guys out here, basically in my mind, the simps who will kowtow to a
Yeah,
lot of these women and do what they say, and if she wants this,
yeah,
they do it, and they are
yeah.
basically the woman in the relationship, and the woman is basically the man in the relationship. And I don't like that dynamic. I think that a man should take control. I don't, it doesn't matter to me what she, in my opinion, what she likes or what she thinks, is because I'm the leader. You know what I'm saying? She can have
Mhm.
some say in some things, but overall, I'm going to get the last say, and it should go a certain way that I want it to go. I'm not a fan of guys just letting a woman lead you. Like that
Yeah,
mindset, that could have been me in my younger years, but now as I've gotten older, I'm in control and I need to be in control. And it's not an ego thing. It's not that I want to be your God. I don't want to lord over you, anything like that. It's just that
yeah.
I think that a lot of women are so emotional that they make too many decisions based on emotions, which comes into play when, like the Stephen A. Smith thing, once again, when he speaks on her, she takes it in a certain way instead of saying, you know what, maybe I shouldn't speak like that. Maybe I should give off a certain perception of myself in the public eye compared to me being some ghetto ratchet chick in the public eye. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, but like I said, I don't think that for whatever reason, which I don't know what that reason is. I just don't think black women are ready to hear that from black men. It's always going to be a fight, and I don't want to fight with black women.
Well,
I want the best for them.
why do you think that it is that they hear and they will accept the guidance of white men or other races of men instead of black men?
Um, boy, do you really want to
Because
get
they
into
get in
this?
relationships and they do exactly what a white guy would tell them to do, or baby, I want you to dress like this and I want you to be this. They will do that, but when it comes to what a black man would say, then it's like you're insecure. Oh, he's insecure. Why do you want to control me? You're so controlling.
No, like that's what, bro. That's a deeper conversation because it goes into understanding that I don't want to embarrass my mate. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a better one. All right, so I was having a conversation the other day with my old girl about the Steph Curry situation, right? Like his
Hmm.
wife being the way that she is, and I was like, bro, I understand why that situation is the way that it is. Cause she thought she was the cute one. She was gonna be bigger than him. She was gonna make all this stuff and thought he was gonna be a nobody. He was gonna be the son of an ex NBA player. And that man became who he was. And she can't stand it.
See,
So
but in
that's
my mind, this is what
most
I'm thinking, Charles. Why
hmm,
in the world would she think she could be better than an NBA player that she's married to? And why
because when
would
she
she
met him,
feel as if her life is belittled because of that? You know what I'm saying? It's just like you're married to him. There's nothing that you
hmm,
can't do, because she was complaining about things that she missed out on. And basically, to me, it seems as if she wanted to live that whole I'm doing my thing, I'm out in the streets. It's like, you don't need to do that. It's okay to be a wife and take care of your kids. You can still have a career. Some of the same things that she was complaining about. It didn't make any
yeah,
sense
but
to me.
that wasn't what I took from it. I took from it as because when she met him, he wasn't Stephen Curry. You know, like she met him when they were in college. He was a guy.
High school.
He, well, even worse, he was just a guy though, and it was not projected that he was gonna be anybody. And that's what she thought. She thought I'm gonna be Oprah. He gonna be Stedman. This was her entire thinking. I'm gonna
I
be the
don't know
person
where
that
she would
everybody
get
be
that
like
from, though.
because
That's
he
what I'm trying to.
because that was like this is what how a lot of women think about this stuff. They want to be when they want to be the person that when somebody says something they be like, this is let's hypothetical. This is Stephanie and her man Charles. But when it's come to Steph and her, it's that Steph Curry wife. She can't stand that. She wanted it to be her and then him, not him and then her. When they speak of that relationship, she wanted that junk to be about her. She was the lead person, the person that everybody bring up when it. But she get to do way more than she could ever do by herself. everything is done off of his name. It's Mrs. Stephen Curry, and she can't stand it. No matter how much the opportunity because nobody would know who the hell she was if it wasn't for him. If she wasn't married to him, nobody would know who the hell Ayesha Curry is. But
No, they wouldn't.
now we do, and she can't stand it because man, that lady came out with a cookbook, bruh. Why? Who else? I've never seen a woman cook, but she came out with a cookbook. Like this is
But I
like this
mean,
is just a whole
even
stupid thing. You had a show with him,
but that's what I'm
so
saying. Like,
like,
instead of being
but
resentful, take advantage of the opportunity that your husband is Steph Curry and capitalize on that and make your own way. And nobody would hate you for that or resent you for that because that's your husband.
no, yeah. I mean, it's what she's supposed to, but she can't stand it not being about her. That's what I'm saying. She wanted to be the person that everybody talk about. She didn't predict him being one of the greatest players in NBA history. Now she can't walk around with him because it's Steph Curry and his wife. She wanted to be Ayesha Curry and her husband, and that'll never be. And she can't stand it. It kills her. And that's the craziest thing in the world to me, that you got more opportunities than you would have ever had if you had never met that man. But you can't,
What's up,
it
Jalen?
eats at you. And I think a lot of women are like that.
Oh no,
I
nothing
think that a
much.
lot of women are like that.
Oh, go ahead and finish,
And I
Charles.
yeah. And that's why a lot of times like you end up seeing like successful women, they get like the Nicki Minaj situation.
Mm-hmm.
It end up being like that. Where you end up getting a piece of a nigga that you should have never even talked to, but you know that they will never bring him up when they talking about you. It's your husband, not you. You not his wife. That's your husband. You know what I mean? So, like, I can't understand that. Like, I do understand that there's weird ways that we are viewed as black men. We are viewed a lot of the time as lesser, and that goes way back to slavery days where it was viewed as the master has power. They're viewed as greater than. Again, the whole colorism stuff comes into all of that, but it's unfair to us to be held to a standard that we've never lived up to. I don't think. Well, I know I've never lived up to that ridiculous low standard that they set for us. Cause I hold myself in the high esteem. I'm well spoken, well groomed, well dressed, take care of everything. So you can't come over to me talking crazy like that to me. Because again, I'm quick to dismiss because I don't play like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of one of the reasons why I say I don't think we can sit there and get it done. Now I know that there are lower grades of men in the society, and for whatever reason, but I've always said all men aren't kings and all women aren't queens.
That's
So
true.
I'm not even gonna pretend as if that's a thing, because I've run across some women. You'd be like, she had 6 kids by 5 different dudes. She she living off of the government. I she a sister, but she not a queen.
It's trash to me.
Just being real serious. Yeah. So, and like I was trying to like mess with my sister the other day on Facebook. Like I had put up a saying that said something like people make mistakes and they end up having to struggle. It doesn't mean that you're strong. It means that you have bad decision making skills, and now you're trying to find pride in making your life harder. And a lot of women do that. Like they do stupid stuff throughout their life and then say, I'm strong because I'm doing all this stuff on my own. No, you made your life way harder than it had to be because you decided to be
Yes.
a hoe at 16, 17,
Mm-hmm.
18, 19, 20. And now you got 4
Mm-hmm.
kids and you 21 years old. That does not make you strong. That make you have poor decision making skills and you made your life harder. And now you're trying to find pride in that shit. And it's not pride at all.
Yeah, you're trying to spin it now.
Mm-hmm. So don't try to find pride in stupidity.
Right.
So,
Uh, um.
but
What?
who, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Jalen?
Yeah, like what what Dr. Umar said that the whole welfare system was designed to replace the system as the black woman's husband.
No, that's a fact. That's what happened. I mean,
Yeah.
the black man was kicked out of the
Yeah.
home for a check, for $1, basically, and a lot of black women have gone with it. Like, for example, I can honestly say, because I know my baby mom or her mom ain't watching this right now, but my baby mom's mom was on the same thing, bro. Like, in my opinion, I don't know that this for a fact, but I mean, the kids that she had, she was getting child support, and then it's like when she got to the last one and she saw that the clock was running out on child support, she had another baby with somebody else, put them on child support, and then
Oh,
once I broke up with my baby mama, that I mean, it didn't take too long for the papers to come to my house, and I was on child support, and then she had a baby by another dude, and he was on child support, and this shit just continued and continued. So
mhm.
with some of these women, it's definitely a fact that they do these things, you know, for $1. So they kick the man out so they can have a home, and they'll go get them a job, and they'll be balling out and having a good time.
Yeah, child support did destroy the black community. He did.
Yep. Luckily I'm on my bad, I keep muting you. But luckily I got a less than a year left, and I'll be done with that because my daughter, she's a senior now. Timothy Taylor says most black fathers stop correcting their daughters once they become a teenager and an adult. Yeah, but I don't think I will. That won't be the same thing for me because my daughter, I have to say certain things to her from time to time, and I don't think it's going to stop. Even as long as she lives, I think I'll always be around to give her some type of guidance and let her know some different things that she should and shouldn't do. And at times, she doesn't like that I say the things that I say. Uh, Even one interaction I had with her mom, she didn't like what I had to say about tattoos, and she was talking about getting tattoos, and I was like, "It's not a good look." Uh, what
Yeah.
if she wants to get married or something one day? You don't know. I mean, what if she wants to get certain jobs? Like, and her mom basically told me, "What if she doesn't want to get married?" I'm just thinking, like, what the hell are you talking about? Why would you even be thinking like
Like,
that? And so
yeah.
it's just certain things that when it comes to certain women that I'm not in agreement with, but it is what it is. Um, y'all got anything else
Um,
before I move
well,
on?
I always got a whole bunch of foolishness, especially when it comes to stuff like this. Um, I I I I am a supporter of black women. I really do want to say that, but it has to be a point where I don't want to be right. I want to do right. The right thing is going to be the right thing regardless of anything. And it can't just keep being, I want to be right at all costs. I'm ready to fight y'all over me wanting to be right. Because it's clearly the right thing is the right thing. And it affects way more than you when you decide that as a whole, it's okay to do the wrong thing. And it seems by large that, not by large, at large, that there's a large segment of our black women that are too okay with getting away with doing the wrong thing and fighting to do so. So I hope that they decide to hold each other accountable instead of jumping on the bandwagon or getting along with their little silly behind ride and stop wanting to shake the table. Shake that table. Please let them fall off. The ones that don't want to do the right thing and lead us into utopia, please let them fall off.
Mm-hmm. Let me. Do I want to? I think. You know what? I'll play this clip from this Aisha Curry because we was just talking about that. I'll play that real quick.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
I
back to
didn't want to
the.
get married.
Y'all don't worry about it. I'm gonna get back. I see Gen X back up here. I'm gonna get back to that clip with Willie D, because he sounded like a coon, and they want to call me a coon. He sounded like an old slave, bro. When you listen to that video, he sounded like an old slave. But yeah, Gen X say, "Damn, bro, I'm out and about in Seattle at the moment. I wanted to get on. You good, bro? It's all good." And he says that super simp that came for Jasmine Crockett at the top level. Oh my God. Yeah, we're gonna get back into that.
I thought I was going to be career girl, and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals, and I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It's so hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like your fucking shots suck tonight, but like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
Did you?
I want to stop it right there because I wanted to say she was completely wrong on that part. Because as him being an NBA player, if he is to have a bad game or a bad series in the playoffs or something, have you ever seen how sports shows will talk about you on day upon day upon day, show upon show upon show if you have a bad showing? So she doesn't know what she's talking about right there.
It's not even that. It's
Talk.
that man. Every other place that man go, they hate him.
Yeah. All the women hate him now,
That's
and he didn't
crazy.
even do anything.
Yeah. So I'm talking about like you playing in a game. He go to visiting arenas. The entire arena hates him.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Talk to Steph about it, like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do not have a bone in my body that can keep anything to myself. So if it comes to mind, it's coming out. And he's so gracious. Like he tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he
Like that's a bad statement to make. That's a bad statement to make, to say that about your husband, bro. Like Steph Curry, I don't know him to be like a cheater or anything. I'm not saying he did cheat, but he seems like a family guy. He takes care of his family, his wife. And it's a lot of women that would give their left arm to be in a position that she's in, and she doesn't see it. But when it's over with, and the way that she's sabotaging it, she gonna see that, damn. Because it's funny. If she gives it up and somebody else slides in that place, she gonna be sick. She gonna be sick because
Yeah.
she's gonna be out here getting ran through, and the other girl is gonna be getting treated just like she was getting treated, and then she gonna realize, damn, why did I even give that up? But it's gonna be too late. But I just wanted to play a little bit of that clip. I want to get back to the whole Willie D crap, bro, because he was, we getting into the whole black men and black women divide, the reason why I came to this was because of the whole Stephen A. Smith, Jasmine Crockett situation. And anybody who want to join the panel, y'all can click the link in the comment section. Also, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. And if y'all do hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications. And we just on here talking about the divide between the black men and the black women. And I hope y'all enjoying this show. We're going to get back into it.
Real. I got Texas running through my blood for real, right? H-Town till the day I die. You dig? And so I know I'm on the ground. I'm ground zero, Texas, right? So I see what's going on. I got a bird's eye view. And I can, I was going to tell you off the rip exactly what's going on, but I think it's better that we hear it from the horse's mouth why Jasmine Crockett cannot work with Donald Trump. This is Donald Trump's own words. This is what he had to say regarding the Democrats. And this is an article from ABC News. Trump says some Democrat programs to be cut during shutdown may never come back. President Donald Trump said on Tuesday that the ongoing government shutdown is an opportunity to close Democrat programs that we want to close up or we never want it to happen. The Democrats are getting killed on the shutdown because we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we're opposed to. So and they're never going to come back in many cases, Trump said, when asked about when he'd start bringing parties together to negotiate an end to the ongoing government shutdown. So we're being able to do things that we're unable to do right now because he don't want to work with them. Every chance he gets, he downs the Democrats. He punches down every chance he gets.
I don't want to turn this into some political, but I mean, ain't that what the Democrats do? When they in power, they don't want to work with the Republicans. But the Republicans always sign them those continuing resolutions to keep the government going. But these MFers, I don't want to start cussing too much, but they never want to work with the other side. For one of the things that they're trying to get through is they want illegals to get health care. These people should not be getting health care. And I don't want to get into too many more politics, but just some of the things that Willie D is saying, he's out of bounds. And I mean, and people see, this is what black people do. They see people like him who's a famous person, a rapper, and they think everything he says is right. So we should follow Willie D. No, you shouldn't follow Willie D. Think for yourself. Do your own research. Read some on your own. These people are beholden to the Democratic Party, but on the other side, they'll tell you everybody else is brainwashed. These people are brainwashed. They don't want to hear nothing else that goes against Democratic policies. They don't care. It's crazy.
Why she can't work with him. And by the way, he also has the House and the Senate. You know that. I've heard you say it before. He has the House and the Senate. And then she has to have the votes. I know so many people in politics who have good intentions, like Jasmine Crockett. She is a warrior. They are warriors. They fight the good fight every day, knowing that they're going to take punches for standing up. They could easily acquiesce and just go with the flow and do what my homie Kwame Brown says. Hey, just go along to get along. But that ain't what she do. See, this is how I know. I got a thing that I do to test what side people are on, no matter what they say. I got this thing that I do to test what side that they're on, right? I don't care what they tell me. I don't care what's coming out of their mouth. All I do is simply look at what the folks who follow Fox News watch, what they say, what they like.
I'm finna fast forward it some more. He's just talking about some bullshit, y'all.
Walking and all of that stuff. And you didn't have anything to say. You did a lot of stumbling and all of that. And your excuse was that, well, you was on television and you was working in a professional capacity. And so that wasn't the time or the place. But I've heard many, many times that you were working in a professional capacity and you went off on black men. I distinctly remember you going off on Kwame Brown, like going off, like using a whole segment to go off on Kwame Brown. And I know the only reason, take the other side. So the behavior has become pathological. I don't know another way to say it, man. You got a huge platform. And with that comes responsibility. You don't use it to tear down a black woman who's out here fighting for truth and holding folks accountable.
That's the way he frames it. How is he tearing down a black woman? Like, when I heard Willie D say this shit, I just got so pissed off. Because black women said, now you got something. A simping ass nigga like Willie D sitting up here talking about tearing down a black woman. What did he say to tear her down? So any form of critique to a black woman is tearing her down, and she's supposedly working for me. I'm in Texas too, Willie D. She ain't working for me. She is so busy calling the president names, trying to get him impeached, passing legislation that doesn't benefit me. She ain't working for me, Willie D. But niggas like this, they want you to fall in line. Get with the Democratic program. Get behind the black woman. Do what the black woman says. A strong black woman, you shouldn't be afraid of it. And if you are afraid of a strong black woman, then there's something wrong with you. That's bullshit. You want to say something, Charles? Before I keep going? Because I can tell I'm about to get fired up. If you're saying something, I can't hear you. I don't know if you're saying something. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, brother. I'm going to keep playing the clip.
Jasmine Crockett didn't do nothing but stand her ground and speak facts. You can't say she didn't stand her ground and speak facts. Ain't y'all say that's what y'all like about Donald Trump? Isn't that what you say you like about Donald Trump? Oh, he speaks facts. He stands his ground. He says what he means. But somehow, when Jasmine Crockett does it or another black woman does it, somehow that rubs you the wrong way. No, we're not doing that, bro.
Look at him. We ain't doing that, bro. We ain't doing that, bro. You can't say nothing about the black woman. I would never say nothing about a strong black queen. Oh, these are your coons. These are your coons. It ain't me. It's Willie D.
See, this ain't about one argument. It's about a pattern. Too many times, when a strong black woman speaks up, somebody tries to label her as angry or unprofessional.
She is fucking unprofessional.
That's a trick that the system's been trying to run forever to keep us quiet. Stephen A., you should know better, and I think you do. When you've got the...
Have you seen all the clips of her cussing? Somebody with a law degree? Somebody who was in Congress to represent her constituents? She's unprofessional. She's unprofessional, Willie D. See, black folks, we like, oh yeah, she's telling it like it is, sister. Get up there and say some cuss words. We love that. This bitch ass, I can't wait for her to start calling him a bitch ass nigga. And they be, oh. I've been wanting to say that for a long time. She said it. That's a strong black woman right there.
Like, you lift your people. You don't help outsiders tear them down.
Shut the fuck up. I hate when people say shit like that. You don't just get behind your people just because they're your people. You don't get behind ignorance just because they're your people. We gotta get out of that mindset.
They don't need any help. They do a goddamn great job at tearing us down on a daily basis. They don't need your help. So yeah, I spoke on it. Because when somebody with influence starts punching down, you call it out, period. You don't let that slide. Jasmine Crockett represents the backbone and brilliance of blackness.
How?
That's two things our community need more of.
Swear to God, bro. This is what we love. Be ratchet, be ghetto. That's the brilliance of our community. That don't represent us. You say Charles Moon walked out of here once I started talking about Jay. Nah, I think he was just having issues with his phone. Don't do Charles like that.
You hear what I'm saying, bro? Jasmine Crockett, this woman right here, that woman right there, represents the brilliance and the backbone of blackness.
No.
We can't say that about you, Stephen A., and you a man. Naturally built stronger physically. But Jasmine Crockett is the one that most people will look at and say she's the one with the backbone.
Okay, I think I heard enough. I could go on and keep playing that shit. I don't want to hear no more fucking Willie D. I don't want to hear no more fucking Willie D. I couldn't. When I was watching it, I was doing something. I was just listening to it, and it was just irking the shit out of me. I was like, please go away, Willie D. I wasn't even by my phone, but if I was by my phone, I clicked off of that shit. But it was just like, damn, he is really putting the cape on. And this is what I'm talking about. You cannot critique these black women. They'll get on you, and then they got these white knights that come right behind them. They'll be coming to save them. Dun, 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 dun. They zooming in. That's right. You need to leave that sister alone, man. That's a beautiful black sister right there that tells it like it is. And you don't need to be saying nothing to her. Because she's smart, intelligent, got a bunch of degrees, and she's a congresswoman. And who are you to talk about black women? We got enough people tearing us down. We don't need you tearing us down. So it's okay for her to act ghetto. That's okay, brother, because that's black people. That's how we are. That's how we act. Okay. That's what you want to represent you? Yeah, that's a strong black sister right there. She represents me well. What does she do? What legislation has she passed? It don't matter, brother. It's a black woman. And I'm gonna always stand behind black women's. I ain't intimidated like you by a black woman. See, you intimidated because you ain't got no backbone. You weak-minded. So you gonna keep letting black women rule your life, tell you how to act, tell you how to conduct yourself. When you know damn well it's BS what she doing. They don't care. See, a lot of these dudes like Willie D, they think they're going to get some type of favor from these black women. They think a lot of black dudes also think they're going to get some pussy. That's why when you're around certain black men and y'all around certain black women, they be, man, don't talk to that sister like that, man. See, man, you see how fine, don't talk to her like that, man. Talk to her like this and do that. Because they think they going to get some. And then they pick the ratchet dude, the over-the-top dude, the dude who ain't shit. They're not going to pick you, bro. Just because you sitting up here putting a cape on for them, they're not going to pick you. But niggas like them, they don't get it. They always ready to jump out there. They always ready to jump out in front of any car. They always ready to put that cape on and take off and zoom out of there. Black woman in distress, black woman in distress. I gotta go save a sister. It's time to save a sister. And she, oh, thank you for standing in there for me and representing me. Oh, I was thinking we could probably go out on a date. No, I don't think so. You're just not my type. You're a nice guy. You know, you're very intelligent. You're very sweet. But no, you're just not my type. Goofy. Clown. White knights, y'all gonna learn one day. Y'all gonna wake up. It'll be too late. Y'all done fell into that trap. Tim said Willie D seen Jasmine Crockett without makeup on and without her weave on, he wouldn't be fighting for her. Probably wouldn't. You know how these dudes do. That's another reason why they be white knighting and caping for, because they think she fine. They think she cute. Dudes do that shit too. If she was fat, overweight, it wouldn't be a bunch of them standing up to her caping for her. They wouldn't be doing that. Be honest. They think she fine and shit. So they all going, man, he don't need to be saying that. Roland Martins and all of these people. Just forget the fact that Stephen A be hiring a lot of women in general on his shows, black women too. They don't talk about that. See, they get mad at him because he said something. But when he is hiring all these black women, he don't get no praise. They don't say nothing to him about that. They don't care about that. They want him canceled. Why is black men even following them? Y'all heard that on that Native Land podcast clip I showed y'all? Tamika Mallory said it too. Why ain't the black men stepping up and saying we should just cancel him? She talking about on the Native Land podcast, talking about he got little dick energy. How he got little dick energy? But that's the divide. That's the divide. You even got some man that's on the same side as the black women, like I'm saying. But the divide is that you can't critique black women, and black men have to stand alone if you have an issue with them. And everybody wants to excise you from the community because you have an issue with them. So we just have to take black women for whatever they bring to the table, however they want to act, do whatever they want to do, say whatever they want to say. We got to accept them. But when it comes to us, they can critique us. They can tell us how to dress. They can tell us how to look. They can tell us what type of jobs we need to get, how much money we need to make. And we got to fall in line with all of that shit. On top of that, we don't get nothing. And we got to do what they tell us what to do. We got to do what they tell us. See how that works out for you. Because it won't be me. I won't be that type of guy that's sitting around letting some woman talk to me any kind of way, telling me what I need to do, telling me how much money I need to make. You can kiss my ass. Let's check out this clip from Shahrazad Ali.
New type of young woman today. And that type of young woman believes that she does not have to have any other qualifications to mate with a man other than bring sex. And they have some kind of ridiculous idea that a man is supposed to house, feed, and clothe them and their children, buy them anything they want, give them money, and pay their bills, as they say, and do everything for them. And all they're going to bring to the table is their vagina. And so that makes it very difficult, and it confuses our men, because nature made you to be attracted to us to procreate and made us to be attracted to you. We are not independently here. The egg in us would lay there forever if the man didn't fertilize the egg. The life comes from the sperm. It don't come from the egg. And so we feel that since we carry the baby, it's put in us, that gives us a greater power, because we can reproduce you, but we can't reproduce you without you. So it's lopsided on that end too. But we have used sex because that's what we were taught in our ancestral slave history. That was our only value. That was the only thing we had to negotiate with. And we have come full circle, that we have produced a generation of young women who believe that their only value is sex.
That's a fact. That's how women talk to men. That's how women treat men. When you ask a woman, what do you bring? What you going to do for me? They do like this. Me. I got a vagina. I'm pretty. And they say stupid shit like, when we go out, everybody will see you with a pretty woman. What the fuck? That ain't doing nothing for me. That ain't doing nothing for me. And then then they start an Instagram or everybody's hitting on them and they talking to them niggas too. So it's like, what exclusively am I getting? Because you're for everybody. Oh, but I got an Instagram and people are logging into my page and this and this, but you're the only one that's getting this coochie. That shit is gonna run out. I don't care about that. How are we gonna be when we 50, 60, 70 years old? Beauty and what you look like, that's gonna fade away. How are you gonna be later on down the line? That's what I want to know. What are you gonna bring to the table? Nothing. What you mean? This is it. Do you know how to take care of kids? Do you know how to cook? This ain't the 40s and the 50s. Don't be talking about no cooking. You can get a maid. We can get takeout. You can cook. Do you know how to cook? Like, what do you do? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, man. Whoa, where I was gonna show y'all something else. Oh, and then if men start talking about black men be talking about dating other hell, if black men be talking about dating outside their race, it's a problem. Don't you know how they would look at you and how black women would treat you? But when they do it, it's good. When they do it, they're doing it for the right reasons. They doing it to uplift themselves. They doing it to better their lives because they can't better their lives with black men. If they get with black men, nothing's going to happen. They're going to be miserable. They're not going to be able to go on these extravagant vacations. They're not going to be able to just randomly spend his money. I need to be able to do whatever I want to do. So I got to get me a white man. Okay.
If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him. Ooh, something in him is weak. I think when I see a black woman with a white man, I think, oh, she's tired. Like she must have got so fed up that she's getting to rest now.
She's getting to rest now.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn!
She's getting to rest now. That's how they perceive it. When you with a white woman, you're weak-minded. So you get with a white woman, you have to be weak-minded because she's controlling of black men. But when they get with a white man, I guess they got some type of control over him, and she was just tired of black men's bullshit. And she can control that white man. She can do whatever she want to do, live how she want to live. Because, they talk so much shit about white people that they don't mind getting with them. And for some reason, they see white people as having things that can better their lives, even though they talk so much shit about white women and white men. But in this instance, if they get with a white man, it's going to improve their lives. And they look up to them. They deify these people. But when a black man gets with a white woman, it's the worst thing to happen. He's weak. I'll never understand it. Never. Let me show y'all something else. Let me find this here. Let's listen to this dude, because he's speaking the facts. He was talking about something that Kevin Samuels spoke on.
Y'all care.
They got the black woman not respecting the black man. It's all a part of the plan. Family. Black people at the bottom What do we all got in common? Broken families. So now it's a trend.
Man, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. If y'all hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications for me. I really would appreciate it.
Once you figure that out, you can tell, okay, they playing chess. The feminist movement. Who started that? Who funded that? The CIA was involved in that? Now it starts to make sense. They got the black woman not respecting the black man. It's all a part of the plan. That's why Kevin got so much hate, because he went against the system. There's even people saying that they think the system took him out. Like he was making that much change. But it's thank God for the internet and content, because now if you start to look, the same women who used to say, oh, he's a piece of shit, fuck him, are the same women now dealing with reality going, you know what? I went back and watched this stuff and damn, he wasn't lying. And they're starting to even turn on the sisterhood who was leading them astray, going, wait a minute, you're the one that was leading me to destruction. If I would have listened to him, I'd have been happy by now. Nah, fuck that. So shout out to Kevin Samuels, man, because he definitely changed the game. Crack it.
And see, that's the fact. See, a lot of women, the sisterhood has led a lot of women astray. That's the truth, bro. Now, when it comes to manosphere, red pill content, they have this perception is that all of these guys just talk about black women on a daily basis. But the clips that they're watching are from people who I don't really think represents the manosphere, and I don't think represent them in a good light. Because most of the dudes that I listen to, they're the older guys who speak on red pill content. They have great advice because a lot of them are married or have been in relationships that went bad and they know about these things. And they don't sit around and bash black women on a daily basis. And they don't bash black women on every show. You know who these manosphere red pill guys talk about all the time? You would be shocked to find out that they are constantly getting on men and the way that they act, the way that they dress, the way that they carry themselves, how much money they make. That's what they're talking about. It's not always about black women. They speak on black women from time to time, but for the most part, they're telling black men how to conduct themselves, how to act, what they need to do to better relationships. That's what they're talking about. But they never show those clips and they never get into that. They only think that these manosphere red pill content guys are only there to bash black women. And they are constantly putting out these videos saying, oh, my husband, my boyfriend was listening to red pill content. Now I can't stand him. And he's this way and he's that way. No, he has become someone who has standards. He has become someone who has learned to appreciate himself more than the relationship, and don't let a relationship define who he is. And they don't like that. He's not that same guy that's going to just let you run amok and do whatever you want to do. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. That's not conducive to the relationship that most of these women want. Most of these women want to be in control of the relationship. And when they're not in control of the relationship, then they think that it's something wrong with the relationship. Tim say most black women who interracial date end up with white pookies. Yeah, they end up with white pookies because they just be picking the same dudes that they would pick if it was a black dude. This shit is crazy to me, man. Never would understand it, never will. And that's how they think. I listen to guys who are considered manosphere. They don't sit up here and talk about black women all the time. I guarantee you they don't. They be going off on black men like a mug. Hell, sometimes I get so offended, I even want to cut it off, but I don't because it's the truth. And men, we can handle the truth more than women. Women don't want to handle the truth. They want to deflect. They want to flip the truth. They want to say that it's not right. They just want to be right at any cost. And if they're not right, then they don't care. Shut it down. But see, black women have been speaking on black men for so long that now that black men are speaking up, they don't like it. They want you to shut up. They want you to go away. But for a lot of us, it's not going to happen. There is no more shaming tactics. There are no more ways to make us be quiet. That's over with. You're not finna just make us do what you want you to do. It's not gonna happen. And I'm definitely not one of those guys. I don't play that shit. And I get on here and I'll say this again because I said it before. I don't listen to women. People call me an asshole, but I don't listen to them, bro. They don't be talking about shit. And they're only speaking from things from one perspective. They have no idea what the hell they be talking about a lot of times. When they give their input on shit, I listen, but I'm going to make the final say. I'm going to go with whatever I'm thinking. I don't care what you got to say. I don't care what you're talking about. You're not finna change my mind based on what you think. That's definitely not finna happen. Because I've been talking to some women online and in spaces and I, I just let them say whatever they want to say, bro, and I just move on. It ain't even no point of even arguing with them because they think that they're right. For one, they don't think logically most of the time. They think emotionally. Everything is emotions. Oh, this is how I feel. Well, you know how I feel. I think we should do this because it's just not right that men get to be like this. We talking about logic here. How should it go? That's just what it should be. Charles says black women need to understand that their form of strength shows weakness and that submission isn't servitude. That's a fact. They still think this being submissive is being someone's servant. That's not true. Nobody is trying to make you be a servant. I'm definitely not trying to make you be a servant. If I'm in a relationship with a black woman, I just want you to be my wife. I want you to do what I ask. I want certain things to be done. But I'm not finna get up, go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. I expect you to just do some of these things, to be honest with you. I don't need to. If I got to sit here and tell you like a child what to do every day, I don't want to be with you. And vice versa. If you have to constantly tell me what to do as a man, you shouldn't want to be with me either. I should just do certain things as a man, and you should just do certain things as a woman. That's just how it is. Tim says black women over 40 have become extremely thirsty, but still won't give up on their wish list. That's a fact. They are thinking like Tracy Ellis Ross now. They think that, I can you know, I can get me a young guy. Well, that doesn't work for y'all. You can get you a young guy, but he just gonna be knocking you down. See, I can get with a young woman and we can still have kids, we can still have a family, we can still do certain things. You can't do that. That guy is not going to want to have kids with you and you over 40. Besides that, it's going to be extremely hard for you to have a kid because you're over 40. So things just don't work the same as they do for black men as they do for black women. But for some reason, black women have gotten in their head that they can do exactly what men do. You can't do that. It's a reason we're two different types of people. Some things will never die. Some things will never change. But I won't be around to deal with it. I won't. Other guys can be a simp. They can, keep making excuses for them, and not me. It's either my way or the highway. I don't care. Charles says, I don't think a lot of women realize that men's duties are submission, that men's duties or women's duties are submission. And we have no problem submitting. We just want it reciprocated. I ain't submitting, Charles. You're saying a lot of men's duties are submission, but I don't know. I think we do what we have to do and we do what we're supposed to do, but I don't really see it as a form of submission. I guess you could kind of say, in a sense, we're submitting to our families because we're keeping them fed and healthy and roof over their head and different things like that. But I guess I could see in that sense what you're saying. But yeah, man, I'm about to get off of here. I appreciate everybody coming through. I appreciate y'all watching the channel, watching the video. Um, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Make sure y'all also turn on the notifications for me. And I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace.